time that you started off in the NFL and in the NBA and working in those parameters and in those fields to the WWE, how has your diet regimen changed and your process in terms of nutrition and working out?
So I grew up in a really healthy, fit household. My parents were very healthy. I was the only girl bringing carrot sticks to recess instead of chips. Don't get me wrong, I liked my sour cream and onion chips back in the day, but I still do. But I just grew up really healthy, and I think that just was instilled in me from a very young age. Especially, throughout my years with the Patriots and the Lakers, I was always very healthy. I was always dieting. And it's just funny to see the progression because now I feel like the point I'm at in my life, I don't diet. I feel like I try to eat healthy, clean foods. I like a lot of fruits and veggies, proteins. But if there's something I want, I'm going to eat it. I don't restrict myself anymore. I used to do that a lot, like back in the day, because I feel like that's what sort of was out there. But now I feel like I've transitioned much more into what I want to eat. I'm going to eat. I'm not going to tell myself, no, I can't have pizza or a burger. It's all in moderation. I love a good glass of wine. So I just try, if I feel like 80% of the time, if I'm eating clean, if there's something I want to eat, I'm going to eat it.
How has your background in sports actually helped you maintain a lifestyle as an entrepreneur? Because that's a completely different, field that you're going into or are into right now.
Yeah, I love a challenge. I never in a million years thought I would end up in WWE. My dad did it growing up. He was a wrestler in WWE and I watched him do it, but I never aspired to do that because I never thought it was something that I personally could do. I always grew up the smallest kid in my class. I was always just smaller than most. So I never thought it was something that I could do, but once I put my mind to it, I made it work and I made it happen. And that's how I look at all avenues of my life. I like a challenge. I like when someone tells me I can't do something. I'm like, oh, you don't think I could do it? Watch me do it. I'm going to do it great. So that's sort of how I approach everything in my life when it came to the wine business or podcasting or anything that I do. I really just like a challenge and I like to learn. And when I do something, I go all the way with it.
What plans do you have going now or now being in 2023 for everything outside of the ring?
So I guess my goal right now, I'm sort of focusing more on fashion. I've always loved fashion. I always love like a good fit check. I just would love to dive more into that world. I try to bring it into the ring. I really always try to bring it with my looks every week, whether it's backstage or my ring gear. So I would love to dive more into that, whether it's an athleisure line or partnering up with a company and kind of having my own line. That would be something that is I'm putting out into the universe. I think it would be just so amazing and so much fun.
Who has influenced your style growing up?
That's such a good question. I feel like there's not one particular person. I like to grab inspo from all over the place. When I created this Carmella character, I was going like hardcore Jersey Shore, Mob Wives. So I watched a lot of Mob Wives, and actually, it's crazy because Drita like DMs me all the time. We chat, and it's like it blows my mind because I swear I based my character so much off of her. So it's so crazy how full circle that came. But I feel like I really try to just pull from all over the place. Someone now, I love Megan Fox's style. I feel like she pushes the envelope and I think it's iconic. She's not afraid of what people think. And that's sort of how I approach my Carmella character and Leah in real life. I like to wear things that are a little bit edgy. I like to push the envelope a little bit. And I think that I love Pam Anderson. I love going back like the 90s style is just iconic to me. I wish I could live in the 90s forever. So that is sort of where I'm kind of going now with my fashion and my looks, especially in the ring and backstage at work. So yeah, I pull it from all over the place. It's not one particular area. I've always, always, always wanted to go to a fashion week. I've never been. I would love to go. It's in the works. So, ultimately, I would love to walk in a show. That would be like ultimate goals. But just to attend and go to some shows would be amazing too. So it's in the works. So I'm crossing my fingers.
Which designer would you love to walk the runway
Ooh,
for?
oh my gosh, so many. Oh, that is such a good question. I don't think I can pinpoint just one. Just to walk for anyone, I would die. So
Mhm.
never mind crazy big designers like a Marc Jacobs show or like Versace or I would just die.
Oh god, I'm obsessed with Aloe Yoga, Athleta, Lululemon. There's so much out there. And it sounds like that's something that you also are thinking about when it comes to activewear. So right now, in terms of that range of clothing, what brands do you like to wear when you're working out?
So I love a good Lululemon fit. I mean, their Align pants are I live in them. I have like 16 pairs. Every time I go to Pilates, these girls probably think I'm wearing the same outfit over and over. I'm like, no, I have like a million pairs of their Align pants. They're so comfy and so cute. But another brand I'm obsessed with actually is Joa Brown. It's super. This is actually a Joa Brown top. I live in all of their clothes. They're great quality. They're a little, I would say, comparable to maybe Lulu as far as the pricing goes, but they're so cute too, and they're comfy. And I always feel like when I have that on, it doesn't look scrubby. Like I feel like if I have a little like joggers and an oversized zip up hoodie, it still looks super cute. And I'm just obsessed with them. And that is sort of like my goal when I get into athleisure. I want it to kind of emulate that, be super, comfy. I mean, when I'm not at work, I am always in athleisure, so that I live in athleisure. I want to wear something that I can go to Pilates in and then go get a smoothie after and still feel cute.
Reformer or no reformer when it comes to Pilates?
So I take it's called Solid Core, and they call it Sweatlana. So it's kind of like a reformer, but not exactly the same. It's their version of it. And I am obsessed. It is the only workout I do besides yoga. I feel like you, I lifted a lot throughout, college, throughout my beginning time in NXT and WWE. I always lifted. And then with our schedule, it's so grueling and demanding. And never mind, bumping in the ring, my body just couldn't handle lifting heavy anymore. I just couldn't do it. And I feel like Solid Core has afforded me the opportunity to get my body exactly where I want it to be physically, and how look and how I feel. And it's so easy on my joints. So I am obsessed, and I will never ever go back to anything else. You just walk in and you feel like you're best friends with everybody. And I've been to several locations, and the way the instructors are, they're just so cool and chill. They tell you everything you need to know. And it's the best part is it's dark in the room. No one's looking at you. Everyone's focused on themselves. And a lot of times you're in a plank, so your head's down. You can't even, no one's looking at you. So it's great. And that's what I like too, because it's intimidating going to a new workout class when you don't know the hell you're doing. And when you're in there, it's just you. It's you against the machine. And the music is awesome. It's just, I mean, I feel like I'm an ambassador for them or something, but it's so amazing. I swear you will love it. Honestly, a lot of times when I'm on the road, I'm not doing like a crazy workout. I try to get my workouts in when I'm at home. I'm home 4 days a week and then on the road 3 days. So when I'm on the road, I'm probably just going to be in the hotel gym doing a little light cardio, whether it's on the treadmill on a bike, and maybe a quick lift with some dumbbells or something. Because when you're on the road, it's like, okay, do you want to sleep? Do you want to find good food, or do you want to work out? It's like you can't do all three. Sometimes you can, but a lot of times it's like, should I get my workout in or should I take a nap? I'm probably going to take a nap. I'm not a huge supplement girl. I'm not against it. I don't think you shouldn't do it if you feel like it's something that helps you. I like a good multivitamin, some vitamin C. I feel like I try to get my nutrients from eating tons of fruits and veggies. And again, if it's something you need, if I realize I have low iron, I'm probably going to have to take an iron supplement. But I also like a good steak, so I try to get it from that as well. So I just feel like if I get it from what I eat. And again, not against it. I do like a good protein powder, especially after a workout, after a good solid core class. I'm coming home, and what I do is I freeze like banana, spinach, kale, and then whatever other fruit I like. I put it in Ziploc baggies, throw them in the freezer, and then I pop it in my little blender with a scoop of protein powder. I'm not vegan, but I do like a good vegan protein powder, because I feel like a lot of times with the regular protein, it tastes a little chalky. So I like good vegan, but whatever floats your boat, you know. I've been off for about 6 months, so 6, 7 months. I feel like it was the first time I've ever been away from work. So I really wanted to, when I came back, feel my absolute best. And I realized with this time off that I haven't been taking care of my body as well as I should over the last 10 years. I mean, you're an athlete, you think, oh, I stretch a little bit, I work out, I eat pretty healthy. But I realized there was a lot I was lacking. I went to, it's called Stretch Lab. It's a place where you basically, it's almost like a physical therapy. You go and they stretch you out and they really work on your flexibility. And that's some, I mean, I was a dancer. I could barely bend over and touch my toes because I'm constantly in the ring and lifting. And I wasn't stretching as well as I should have been. So I really got into that. I did a lot of stretching. I did a lot of acupuncture. I do a lot of the sauna. And that is what I've really been trying to do the last 6 months, knowing when I'm coming back, I want to feel my absolute best. And feeling your best and looking your best is not just, aesthetics. It's not just because I had a good workout or I had a green smoothie. And I really wanted to continue to do that. Now that I'm back, that's my goal, is to stick with that. Even though my schedule is going to be busier, I have to find time to do that. And it's meditating, it's yoga. I really got into yoga, and I'm always like, oh yeah, I'm a yogi. But and then it's like, wait, I haven't been a yoga in 2 years. How can I be a yogi? And so that's something that I really want to make sure I continue to stay consistent with now that I'm back on the road, because I've never felt better mentally and physically. And it's because of all of those little things that I'm doing other than just lifting or eating healthy. That's such a good question. Misconceptions. I feel like people sort of put us into a box, like, oh, just because you're a wrestler, that means, like, they think of women back in the day of what, especially if you don't know wrestling and you don't know WWE. If you just say, oh, I'm in WWE, some people might say, oh, like, you do that. It's like, you have no idea what we've done. We are part of, I've been a part of history as in the women's evolution. I was the first ever Miss Money in the Bank and did a lot of amazing things with the women's division. I'm so proud of how far the women have come. But I also, for me personally in my career, I don't want to fit into one box. I feel like for a while it's like, oh, she's just the girl that shows off her body. And it's like, no, I can be a lot of things. I can be great in the ring. I can cut a great promo. I can look good and I can be nice. There's so many other things about me that it's not just like, I don't want to be just in one box. And I feel like that's especially what I want to do now that I'm back, is show everyone, we have so many different sides of us. And I don't want to be just looked at in one particular way. My time away from WWE, I became sort of a new person, a different person. I look at life differently because I was able to step away. It's my first time slowing down in 10 years. So I feel like mentally I got close. I have 3 stepchildren. So I got so close with them in my time away. My parents recently moved to Pittsburgh. So I got so close with them. And I feel like I became this person that I like me, like I'm me. And we all grow, we all go through changes and different seasons of life. And I feel like my goal this year is to continue to be that person and grow in such a good way, even though now I am back and my life is going to be crazy with travel and work. I don't want to be consumed by work. I want to leave work at work and come home and be myself and be happy. And I would love to start a family. That's my goal, is to hopefully have a little baby someday and continue growing our family and still be so happy at work and just kind of have it all. I feel like as a woman, especially I can't wrestle when I'm pregnant. So it's kind of like a weird dynamic. But at the same time, I want to have it all. I want to be able to have a baby. I want to have a great career. And I guess we'll see what the future holds.
Louboutins or Jordans? Which would you
Oh,
pick?
Jordans all day, baby, all day.